What is up, players? We are in Ark the Lad today, and it's looking pretty good over here. It's looking pretty good. They dropped some new characters. Shabam, there is my alternate party. This is Party 2.0. These are characters plus one of my healers that I've just wanted to run around. And this guy right here, he is one of the new ones. This is the gacha that just got put up yesterday or the day before. We got Sanya, the debuffer added, so that was pretty cool. I wasn't that enticed, but this looks really badass right here. The Elite Empire characters, they have been added. On top of that, if you get a 10 draw, you get 50 of their souls for free. So it did take me like 50 pulls to pull one of them, thank goodness. And when I did, I actually pulled one of the other characters that I wanted really bad, so that was cool. You know, I got dual rainbows, one of them being this awesome tank that I wanted, and the other one being one of the primary damage dealers in the game that I wanted. So I do have like almost 300 shards of these characters. I'm holding off for a minute. On just dropping all the shards, because if we actually look into their shop area, they do have, where is it? Soul gear. So there's very, very badass gear that gets added to this game, you know, for these characters. I'm assuming it kind of keeps the older characters powered up. But as you can see, like, these are pretty awesome things, right? Like, this is not a bad item by any means, right? And the thing is, the new characters, they don't seem to have any soul gear out yet. Ghoul. This is the guy that I just pulled. This was the second character that I got. I did want this character just because I like how he looks, and now that I've read over him, I really like how he works too. He's really a boss killer. He's really good at it. So I'm glad I have him. I put him in the second party. The point is, look at these awesome things we can get for him. But they cost a lot of shards, right? So I don't know if they're going to add these new heroes to the soul gear list. So I'm gonna hold on to the shards for a little bit before I just go splurging with them. Because the thing with characters and unlocking abilities, let's see, we click on anybody, but when we go into their ability tree to unlock things, you can either use their souls, or you can use whatever these little blue things are. They're like a substitute for a soul. Obviously they come in different colors. You match the color up with the type of character, right? Like, this girl's an attacker, she's going to be using these red stones instead of these souls. So, you know, preferably, if I can, I'm going to want to use the red awakening stones to awaken the character, and I'm going to want to use all of the actual souls to unlock the badass gear. But obviously it's up to you, however you want to do it. If you want to just go balls deep and spend your 300 soul shards, you know, just decking out your character's stats and everything, and then potentially worry about getting souls later when they do drop an item form. If they drop an item form, I think they will though. I honestly think they will, just with a little bit of time, because then why else would we have that tab and all that sweet gear? What was cool though, since this was me actually pulling for a character for the first time, after you do a few pulls, they do give you some gear for the character. In fact, let's actually take a look at what this guy is rocking. I did get the sword for him, right? What is this thing? Can we highlight it? Contamination sword. So this is Geller exclusive equipment. Raises crit by 10%. That is fairly awesome. This thing's only level 1. This is only like one of the few 4-star items that I have, so I can't wait to level this thing up. It already comes with a decent attack. And crit rate 10 is huge. This guy, this is the guy on the banner right now. He is fairly awesome. We can look at him in here. He has AoEs, which is really nice. The other tank I'm using right now, Vernon, He has things that will seal an enemy's counter. So it's very useful, right? But this guy, he's dropping AoEs. Deal damage equal to 100% of attack to enemies in range. And that is a good range. It's very nice for your tank to just be like, you know what, I'm going to hit 6 people with this. And then we have Guilt Chain. Deals damage equals to 105% of attack to enemy. Has a 75% chance of inflicting silence. So he can stop you from casting spells. My other tank can stop you from retaliating. So it's pretty cool. I dig it. And his auto skill, this is why I was kind of impressed with this character. Look at the range on this. Okay, my tank, he's gonna give you, you know, 40%, 45% attack or whatever it is, but it's to the ring right around him. You have to literally be standing right next to him. This guy has a much larger aura. Raises the attack of allies within range by 35%, which is huge because they're gonna be within range. And then raises it by an extra 15% if there are Imperial soldiers in the unit. So you're getting 50% attack if you're an Imperial soldier. So this guy becomes just, you know, the tank that you want if you're going to be running Imperial units and heroes. Just because of that auto skill of his, it's fairly amazing. And this is just what he comes with out of the box. So I can't wait to run him. I put him in the other party. There was a piece of equipment I got for the girl on the banner too. She's kind of like an assassin. I did not get her, but I do have an accessory for her that increases her crit. It looks fairly powerful. So yeah, when I get around to actually running these characters and running this new party, I'd run it right now, but I have a feeling it's going to be a disaster. Like, I've never ran these characters together. They don't have gear. I don't even know what level I want to go to, but this is the next party I'm going to be running. Just because I want to do some stuff with AoEs. And obviously the other guy that I just pulled, Ghoul? I don't know. He's a goon though. He is a badass. He is a man and he is a demon. What I like about him, it's very straightforward, it's very simple, but it should be very effective. Avenge, this guy's got a bunch of anger issues. Deal damage equal to 150%. 150 is really nice. It's a nice modifier. The lower your hit points are, the higher the damage. So this guy's damage is going to scale based off of how desperate he is. That can be really good for doing damage to a boss that's taking health away from you. What I really like though is this active skill Painkiller. Damage taken by self is limited to 30% of max hit points during the effect. So that means a boss cannot one-shot you. They're just going to take 30% of your hit points. So this guy can stand in front of something big and nasty and actually throw blows with it. And as his health gets chipped away 30% of the time, he has Avenge, right? This also, if you soak up damage with Painkiller, you know, if you're only taking 300 hit points of damage off of something that would be hitting for thousands because of Painkiller, you can heal those hit points up too with a healer. So, you know, it's going to be really hard to heal up 3,000 hit points at my current level, but I can heal a couple hundred, and with Painkiller, I'm only going to take a couple hundred, so that's pretty cool. That makes this character very unique, IMO. It's like he's almost like a crazy, I mean, with this, you can almost kind of use him tankish, right? You can put him out there, and with Painkiller, you know, he's not going to get one or two shot, and he's going to retaliate. And this guy hits hard, right? His attack ability, it's just one block away. It's very simple, but it's got a high modifier. Like a lot of these characters are doing like 110%, whatever. This guy's got the 150, and it's going to increase when his health is lower. So really good at taking out bosses. I wanted to run this guy just because he looks so cool. I dig his whole aesthetic. And then his auto skill raises own crit by 25% when hit points are below 50%. So not only is he going to be hitting hard, he's going to be critting hard. So very cool. Cannot wait to run this guy. Would love to get the weapon for him because I don't know about you guys, but I dig this take on the Buster Sword. I think it looks pretty damn cool. Works for this guy. I saw him in the very beginning of the game. Kind of talked shit with him a little bit, and I just always thought he was a cool character. So that's the second SSR I got. They're not even called SSRs in this. Oh, and I got Chungara, who I am certain is going to turn into a dragon. I don't know, that's just me. I think he's going to turn into something. But this is me just taking wild guesses here. He's got some AoE stuff, right? He also has 150% of attack to one enemy. High critical chance attack. It's only one block away. That's his pot swing. He hits you with a pot. And his Chunga Wunga Bomb. Deals damage equals to 165% of attack to random targets in range 1 to 5 times. So I'm going to have to see. That's a big range. I'm just going to have to see how it actually works. It does say random. And of course his auto skill, he has a break in here. Or wait, no, it's called weak spot, so it looks like a break. But really, he's raising the crit of all allies in range by 25%. This is kind of what like my tank is doing right now with everybody right around him. And instead of raising crit, though, he's raising attack. Where is he? Vernon. He's raising attack by like... He's raising attack by 40%. But it's to everybody right around him. You pretty much have to be like right next to him or kitty corner from him diagonally. So it's a small range, but that 40% to attack is huge, and it makes everybody standing around him that retaliates just one-shot enemies. Then hopefully your healer can come up and soak any of the damage up that you've taken. But if you're retaliating and just taking things out, that's pretty much how my party's been chewing through all the content so far. I have everybody stand around Verdurin and get that 40% boost, so I dig it. I've really enjoyed the combat in this game. It's a lot more robust than I thought. So when an enemy comes up to you and attacks you, if you actually turn and retaliate to that enemy, which you can't tell your unit not to do that, they will end that phase like that. So if they retaliate, they will end up facing that enemy, which means that potentially you could be prone to a backstab. So that's very important. No matter how the enemies are lined up, if you can attack them from the side and make them turn to attack you, well, then their back is exposed and you can start scoring backstab damage. So you can kind of control somewhat chaotically the way that units face, but that works for you as well, right? If you're facing north, somebody attacks you from the east, you're going to face to the east to retaliate, and then you are going to, end that movement, that phase like that. So now somebody can come from the west and backstab you. So I've been just kind of noticing and actually really paying attention to how the combat is in this. I gotta say, I totally dig this the way that you're facing is really important. The other thing is, too, if you get attacked from the front, you're going to retaliate, and vice versa. If you get attacked from the side, it seems like you have a chance of retaliating, right? And I've never seen anybody retaliate off of getting backstabbed. So there's also that incentive, right? If you hit somebody from the side, they might not even get to retaliate back against you. And backstabs do more damage. So I really like what they did with this. They made this a lot more tactical, just because of the flankability of the combat and the whole variable of retaliation. So I really can't wait to see what they can do with all of that. This game seems like it's just got a good solid base, good combat system. I dig it. The more I play it, the more complex I kind of see how it is. Comparing the only thing I can really compare this to is Dragon Quest, and it doesn't have anything on it as far as combat goes. It really doesn't matter if you're attacking from the back, if you're attacking from the sides. None of that matters over there. And the support skills and the auto skills, they're not really anything like that. Like, those heroes have a perk that kind of applies. The auto skill system they have in this is way better. These characters are way more supportive of each other. Depending on what character your character's standing next to, they'll be night and day. Just because of some of the rage aura and some of the auras and some of the assist skills that are in this game. So very cool, very solid. Just been having a lot of fun in here, so I just kind of wanted to share the experience. Let me know, if you guys are in this, what parties you're running, what your favorite characters are. I will be going through and dropping like a character vid. That's part of the reason why I'm running the second party right now. I want to get a better feel for how those characters are so I can talk about them better. And I'm going to be starting to craft my PvP team, which for me is going to be a lot of characters that do AoEs, so I can wipe out half a party at a time if I'm lucky. So that's part of the reason why I'm working on those characters, but I will cover all the characters in my main party. This guy's pretty cool too, right? He ran around with the old heroes. He might just look like a little chipmunk, but okay, let's not kid ourselves. He is a little chipmunk, but he's got some cool AoE stuff. And Battle Drum raises attack of all allies in range by 45%, and that's really cool. This guy can stay in the back, buff everybody's attack in front of him, and he can start throwing these AoEs and hitting people in lines. And he can attack seal, so that's pretty cool. Really dig some of these characters. You put a character like this in your party, it can completely change the way that your party works, because now you can attack seal people. So just, I feel like there's a lot to do in this game, and I'm going to be trying to cover some of it. So this is the new banner, and they are going to come with shards for these heroes. Use them however you want. It says right here, buy the 10 draw and get 50 of the hero things for free. The 50 of the hero shards for free. I don't know why I got to call them hero shards. That's what we're talking about here. So I'm holding on to mine for now. If they don't drop some awesome items for these characters, because of course they're like 300 of the shards, then I'll probably, use those shards on whatever I want. But I want to run these characters first. It would be cool to get the chick, Troyce, whatever her name is, an attacker with an auto skill that increases her own attack. So she seems like a pretty self-sufficient assassin, and I did already get the items for them. Well, I got one of the items for them. You know what? Why not? Why don't we just do one draw for the vid? This is how we'll end it. I doubt I'll have any luck since I just, double tapped on that last pull. So let's see. I'm not going to complain about, getting 50 of those shards anyway, but it doesn't look like we got it. Oh, what? Yeah, I always thought the door would change. Well, we got a rainbow. I thought the door would change to like a rainbow color. See, I'm not even familiar with the summon animation yet in this game. Like, the door is turned rainbow before it opens, and I was like, oh, I thought that was like, the sign that you were getting something cool. So I got Logreed here with a badass claw, looking pretty gnarly. We'll have to see what that guy's all about. I don't think we got anything on banner, but hey, a double SSR would be badass. At least we scored something for the end of the recording. There he is. Actually, let's take a look at him real quick. Too bad it wasn't you, Rara. Too bad it wasn't you. Oh, here's our last ditch effort. We'll drop a single. Here's our last ditch effort. This door better change color. Come on. No! No. Alright. We got the wrong girl. I do like her. Hung Long, the monk, she is pretty badass. Let's see. Let's see what this guy does. Here he is. Yeah, he's got some claws. He's a man. He's a man with a technique. Let's see, we have Gale Claw. Deals damage equal to 105% of attack to an enemy and has a 33% chance of inflicting movement down and accuracy down. That's right, this guy kind of breaks people down. Bullet Rain. Divides damage equally based on the number of enemies in range, dealing a total damage equal to 300%. Holy shit, that's huge. Okay, so if this is first of all, this is 300% of attack. That is a huge modifier. This is an AoE, but it's going to spread the damage out over how many enemies are there. But hey, I guess if you only hit one enemy, they're taking 300% of your attack. So I'll have to see how this works. I'll actually have to test this out, but that could probably deal some crazy damage, and I dig this guy's look. He has strike power for auto skills, raises attack of allies in range by 40%. He makes like this weird cross, so everybody 2 blocks in front of him, behind him, to the right of him, or to the left of him, they're going to get their attack increased by 40%. That's pretty cool. That's kind of like Werner's ability, except, hey, they don't have to stand right next to him. And then we have resistance. Grants self-status ailment resistance up at the start of battle, so this guy is less likely to get poisoned, stun, all that stuff. So that is pretty cool. I can see how this guy can definitely be pretty NarNar. Gale Claw can like suppress people, accuracy down, and then Bullet Rain, depending on how this works, you can crank out a lot of damage, or you can crank out good damage to multiple enemies, right? If you hit 3 enemies, they're still each getting hit with, 100% of your attack. If you only hit 1 enemy, though, they should be taking 300% of your attacks. We'll have to see how that goes. This guy looks like he could be very useful for, fighting against other teams. Very cool. Did not get the little girl that I wanted. Here she is. Here's Trost, but this is in her 4-star form. It's another thing about this game. You can always collect shards, and you can always eventually 5-star these heroes by evolving them, so that's cool too. Her auto skill is subject, raises own attack by 2%, raises it by an extra 3% if Conrad's in the party. So she wants to be in a party with Conrad, and she gets a special boost from it, so that's cool. They've given some of these heroes special buffs where if they run with other heroes, they get super buff. The one dude has a Playboy ability, so as long as he's in a party of just all female characters, he's going to get a huge stat increase. Alright, so for 40 MP, she has code Flame Alpha. Deals damage equal to 180% of attack to enemies in range, so that's cool because that's everybody right next to her. And then we have code Ray Alpha, Flame Alpha and Ray Alpha. Deals damage to equal to 135% of attack to enemies in range. But the range on that's pretty damn cool. If you can get them to line up, you can knock them all down. That's pretty cool. 135% is not bad when you can potentially hit 5 people with this. Interesting. So we'll have to see. I'm not as excited about her, like I said, as I am about Geller here. Geller. Whatever this guy's name is, he is gnarly. I'm going to level up his sword and actually make him some leather armor that gives him a little bit of an attack. But Absolute Command looks absolutely awesome to me, especially if I could get, that 50% out of it by running, let's see, Imperial soldiers. So we'll have to see if I can get a party of Imperial heroes. This will probably be the tank for that. So this is what's up right now. I think this guy's worth getting, especially if you don't have a tank that you're invested into. I can suggest that without even running him. Just because I know how well the command works. This command is going to be absolutely phenomenal because it does have more range than the command that I'm using right now. So, and this guy looks pretty damn cool. He's got a pretty wicked little paladin theme going on here. Dig his sword. He looks like he means business. So this is the new banner. I hope you all enjoyed. If you got anything to add, if I missed anything, please leave a comment. Let me know, share with the class, and as always, have an awesome day. I'll see you out there.